Gaming reviews here.
This game is
Super hot, super hot, super hot, super hot, super hot, super.
Superhot can easily be summarized as a game that is easy to learn yet hard to master. The basic principle of Superhot is that time moves forward when you do, meaning that if you step into any direction or you look around you, time will be going at normal speed. If you stand still, time is frozen, which allows you to approach or avoid enemies and obstacles such as bullets or vehicles.
Super hot, super.
It drew inspiration of the bullet time concept and used that for nearly all of its gameplay. The game actually starts before you even reach the main menu, as it has you hack into a server through an executable named superhot.exe. So yes, you're playing a game inside a game. As you progress through the levels, you'll be brought back multiple times to this menu, and soon you'll realize that there is much more to it than just hacking into a server. There really isn't more for me to tell without spoiling some major clues, but that should give you an impression of what to expect from the plot. Now, I can immediately tell you that even though the reveal of Superhot isn't very original, the narrative of the game really makes you long for knowing more about what is going on, and it's a considerably well-presented script that balances out gameplay moments with interactable intermezzos of computer communication. The best part of Superhot, however, is its gameplay and the bullet time system that really feels like a unique experience. In each level, you'll be outnumbered by red computer-generated enemies that will charge at you with either melee weapons or guns. As time freezes, you are capable of avoiding incoming bullets and killing off enemies at your convenience. You're also able to throw physical items towards them, which will disarm their guns, that you can then pick up and use yourself to finish them off. You'll die as soon as a bullet hits any part of your body, or if they manage to catch up with you, after which the level will simply restart so that you can apply different strategies. Overall, this mechanic felt so satisfying, and it is clearly optimized to the bone. It helps that the level design is cleverly set up in a way that there is always a balance between cover and available weaponry to defend yourself. The game even replays your entire sequence at real time once you murdered everybody, which is time and time again a very satisfying reward for completing the levels.
Super hot, 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 super.
With progress, it will also introduce new weapons for both melee and the rifles to keep things interesting. It's simply a clever concept that has been carefully crafted into an addicting gameplay style that looks repetitive but ultimately keeps you driving forward constantly. It has one major problem, however, and that is that it's simply very short for its high price. You essentially pay $23 for a story that ends after not even 2 hours. Now, don't get me wrong, the game actually stops at the perfect moment because since the gameplay is always the same, you get tired from it at some point, and it's exactly at that moment that it presents you the final clues and gives you the credits. It was smartly done, and it was clearly monitored by the developers, I think, to see when was the exact perfect moment to end the game, and they did found it. However, because I don't think there was much you could add to make it or to keep it interesting, because like co-op and multiplayer wouldn't really work with this system, I just felt that the price was too high and they should have lowered it to something like $12 or $15. Now the game does feature a few extra modes once you complete Superhot, and that's Endless Mode and the challenges. But they're basically the same levels and gameplay with just a few different rules that evolve over time if you keep doing them. But unless you've become a hardcore maniac from bullet time, I don't think you're gonna stick with these modes any longer than, let's say, 10 minutes or something. Lastly, I did have some minor issues such as with the hitboxes. They weren't all that consistent. Sometimes I would just barely miss a bullet and not die, and then other moments there is a bullet flying far away from me and it instantly headshot me, which is really strange. It's inconsistent. And I had one hard crash, but those don't take away enough from the actual experience that you'll have with Superhot to make it a bad game. In short, it has a well-presented narrative that drives you forward, which is tied with excellent gameplay, with the addition of its simple and abstract art design that feels comfortable and optimized. Adding the great sound design to all of that makes it even better, but it's also too expensive for its tiny length and unoriginal story composition, which brings me to a final 8 out of 10. However, I can't do else but recommend Superhot to everyone who wants a very strong but short experience that's packed with a lot of strategical and tense action. This was Gaming Reviews, and I will see you in the next review.